Hi VC. I wanted to make a video. Last weekend I had a meet up with the one and only John Bellamy, and yeah, it was great. It was really great to see you, John. I guess that must have been about a year since we first met. So you came down all the way from Wales, which was a long way, on the Saturday, and then we were off out clubbing and the partying. Um, had some good ales together, um, followed by a dirty burger. Well, I had a dirty burger. You had a kebab. But it was great just talking and sharing about the VC and what we think of it. I won't dish the dirt. We had a good talk about different aspects of it. Well, just whose videos we watch, and oh, sorry, yeah, that's that sort of stuff. So when we got back, that was even though it was quite late, we sort of did. We brought his boxes in because we were going to a record fair, and we did some swaps. Now John took mostly sort of jazz sort of stuff. I'd sort of put one or two by for him anyway, as it was, because I think that's what he's really into at the moment. But I swapped some stuff with him, and I've got 10. One or two are really embarrassing, but without further ado, these are the ones that were John's, like, I suppose you could say the ones that didn't make it to the record fair, sort of thing. Okay, so first album I used to have when I first got into records and vinyl, I would have been about sort of maybe 10, 11 maybe, and I had some albums. I remember one or two Christmases I got quite a few sort of albums. So this is one that I had. I don't actually own any albums by Queen, believe it or not. But I did used to have this album, and I had it one. I think I probably had it one Christmas anyway. So I wanted to revisit it. And that's not to say I don't like Queen. There's no particular reason why I don't have any albums by them. Just somewhere along the way they've gone. Even the greatest hits I had, haven't got any more. Back to the same period of time, late 80s. Well, this is a Sam Fox 12-inch. I just love this track here. This Hold On Tight one here. There it is. Sorry, didn't mean to manhandle her or anything. Yes, some of you might know. I don't know about it in the States, but she was a sort of a pop artist. She was a page 3 model. Yeah, I'm not so sure what she does these days, but that was that. And my last video I talked about U2, and John had very kindly put by a spare copy of this, which I've never had. I'm looking forward to giving it a go, especially as I've just read a book about U2, which I talk about in my last video. John recommended I try this. Sweet, looks very reminiscent, the cover, of Sensational Alex Harvey Band, the Brick Wall, although the blocks are smaller on that. I don't know anything about this, but we talked a little bit about, he said that their early stuff was written by Chin and Chapman. Doesn't appear that this one is, but it's got a nice die cut sort of cover, and a wink. Not as good as a wink to a blind bat, so I thought I would give that a go. A little bit more into the 90s now. This is a song that you will all know, but I don't suppose you would ever have heard this version. This woman here, I have no memory of her looking a little bit like sort of a poor man's Posh Spice. I just wanted to give it a go. I'm a bit of a sucker for cover versions, sometimes, especially if they're like danced up a bit. I'm going to give it a go. Now, I couldn't believe I saw this album that John had. He's a local hero in the place where I live at the moment. And even more so because the album cover I've been looking for is actually like very near to where I work. It's not the actual crossroads now. I can see it's actually just a turning that I've driven past many times. So here is John Otway with his album Where Did I Go Right in his Red Morris Minor. He actually is a bit eccentric, and he drove when they opened a new bit of road around here. He was actually one of the first, or the first person to drive down this new bit of link road in his Sinclair C5. So I've never met him or seen him live, but he does do gigs around here and stuff. So I don't know what the album's like. I know a little bit about him and his stuff. Another album that you see all the time, just what I would take it. A bit of Moog. It's got the Popcorn track on it. More specials. Not had a copy of this. I'm not familiar with it. I know and have the first album. Not a big fan of this sort of footwear. No, sorry. Maybe if I was still at school in 1988, I might be, but yeah, not these days. Marianne Faithfull album. And a guy who I think I had an album by once, but I thought I would try him again. That's Raymond Froggatt. I don't know if it's like some sort of best of or what, but it's a gatefold sticker on the back there. So that was the Saturday night. So on a Sunday morning, we drove. John kindly drove us to the record fair. We set up. We were a little bit. I wouldn't say we were late, but yeah, a lot of the things at this particular record fair, as I'm sure a lot of other ones, the traders swap or sell or have a good scout around before the gen public comes in. So I actually only bought one record straight out there. The others were all swaps. So it wasn't such a busy fair, but because we were like there together, selling together stuff, it was actually really nice. And I'm sure John, well, I know that he has footage of it. I've got some footage on our Facebook Sunday Roast radio show page, so I won't do any more footage of that. And I think he videoed it as well. So let he can talk about it and stuff himself. But the only record I did buy, which I've never had, in our family, we only had. Let's see, with the Beatles albums, we had With the Beatles. Is that the black and white one? I think so. And we had the one with the camera photo snapshot things, the blue and white square one, which I think is the film one, isn't it? Is it A Hard Day's Night? Anyway, so I'm not familiar with this album, and I know that we've never had it, but it's this one, and I think this is just like an 80s copy or 70s copy. I'm not sure. I'll show you the label, and then you can, and probably all you buffs will instantly know which one that is. It's probably UK. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm not bothered which one it is in a way. It's just, I think for me, it's just to have it, and I don't know whether that completes Beatles albums. The one I did want, which I haven't got, is the Let It Be Naked. But whenever I go to record shops, they never seem to have it. They don't seem to stock it. I mean, I know it's available, so I'm just waiting to find a copy of it. Anyway, in another video that I did in some finds, I think I showed some Frank Zappa. Anyway, a couple of the 80s ones I wasn't so mad about, so I swapped those for this nice sealed copy of Von Herzen Brothers, New Day Rising, and it's quite recent. It's 2015. So I don't think I've ever heard this, so this will be an interesting one to hear. Yeah, so the guy, he had £17 on it. So I decided to swap that. Which brings me to the last seller swapper, Shane, who I know for my sins. And he helped me sort of clear out some stuff which I haven't sold. So I've got quite a wad here from him, which I will go through. These ones he was only charging for £1, but I sort of gave him a go. 7 inches. Soul Asylum Misery. I went to see them on this tour, actually. It's just a little white pitch disc. This, I've no idea what this is, but I just thought it would be quite funny. Somebody Welsh. 2 tracks are in Welsh, 2 are in English. On the Cambrian label. Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but yeah, I just thought it was quite funny. We've got a National Geographic from December 1989, Sounds of the Space Age, from Sputnik to Lunar Landing, flexi discs, narrated by Colonel Frank Borman, USAF astronaut. Yeah. The Darkness, I like this song. It's called, what's it called? Love Is Only a Feeling. I don't know, there must be a bit of a love or hate band. I mean, are they Spinal Tap? Or I don't know, I mean, I haven't had anything by them before, but I think that's probably the best song they've done. But this is another band that I liked, just going back to the late 80s again. I actually found this and got very excited about it. I don't think I've ever seen it, but it's actually this Transition Vamp singer, Wendy Jones, who was very outspoken about, you know, the usual sort of lefty things like feminism, women's rights, human rights, early eco warrior things. You know, I don't know, was she a veggie? Anyway, this is her talking. Sort of later, well, not later, but at the time, she was actually equally criticised for getting her showing off too much of her body, I suppose you could say, and being a complete what's the word? Hypocrite, I suppose you could say. Yeah, Yellow Vinyl. So I've never seen this, so I'll be interested to hear what this is, just to remind myself of the sort of things that she talked about. And yeah, I did have a posters on my wall, but I don't now. So, and then some albums. We've got We Want Miles. I don't know if this is sort of part live, or I don't know if it's new material, old material. I don't really know enough about him to say, but it was just a nice copy. We've got, let's see, just have a bit of tea to wake me up. Of course, I'm talking quite fast, but that's nearly 15 minutes already. Okay, I really like Donald Fagen, Steely Dan, so I got this. I've seen it. I don't think it's that rare, but I just wanted to hear it. It'd be very interesting to hear what they did sound like. I don't really think it's a collector's item, but hey ho. And although I don't really support Liverpool, I just thought this was an interesting record. It's on the Extra label. That's transatlantic, isn't it, to you and me? I've got the other Liverpool one, which is like The Crowd, you know, that Pink Floyd sampled. So this is more like sort of spoken word and some songs, I think maybe. But I just thought it was interesting to get and try. Yeah, yeah. If you're English, British, I suppose, or Scottish, you'll know this one particularly. This guy. Yeah, and actually this guy was on television as well a lot here. Maybe not so much the others. Well, Bill Shankly, obviously, who sort of made Liverpool put down the foundations for making them what they became, and what it looks like they might become again. To be honest, because they got a better manager now. Here's a copy of Imagine John Lennon. Nearly there. Hang on in there, guys. The last three, sort of on my religious trip, we've got this, A Funky Christmas. Lou Donaldson, Will Jackson, John Edwards, Luther, apparently a band, is that them? Margie Joseph and the Impressions. That's the dudes here in the matching suits. Just thought it would be interesting. And this, I'm Not Ashamed, The Liberated Wailing Wall, probably folky, I'm guessing. On a label called, released under Word UK, but on a label called Tempo. Right, okay, here we go. Nice greeny sort of label there. About that in a minute. And then this one, lastly, Reflections of Hymns of Our Time. What label is that one? Is it Reflection? Just a very plain, I've seen this one before, very plain blue label there with Reflection in the box. Blue, sort of silver writing. So, just again, thanks, John. It was great to see you again, and I guess we'll probably do that again sometime. And I look forward to your video on your take of how it all was. So there we go, just coming in at under 18 minutes. Hello everyone again, subscribers, watchers. If you don't subscribe, then please do. That would be great. And we'll be, after 2-week break, we'll be back on crmk.co.uk, 12 o'clock this Sunday, GMT. So thanks for watching, and I hope you can listen. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.